And now it's time for a brief moment in hockey history with old-time hockey. The IHL, or the International Hockey League, was formed in 1945 and began play in the 45-46 season. During that time, it had only 4 teams, which were located in Windsor and Detroit, and operated as a semi-professional hockey league. In its first decade or so, the league would see many expansions and would also see many teams fold due to insolvency issues and the fact that they were competing with a rival league, the Eastern Professional Hockey League and the American Hockey Leagues. It wasn't until the late 1960s and throughout the 70s that the IHL stabilized, mostly due to then-Commissioner Bill Began, who helped stabilize the league's finances and make it a top-tier feeder system for the NHL. Throughout the mid to late 70s and early 80s, many NHL teams were using IHL teams as their main farm team. After the 84 season, the Central Hockey League ceased operations and the IHL absorbed several teams. But as is the case in semi-professional hockey, teams come and go with every season. In 1985, the IHL adopted the shootout rule when games were tied after overtime. This wasn't adopted in the NHL until 2005. Throughout the 90s, the IHL expanded into more markets. They also began relocating existing teams into cities that previously hosted World Hockey Association teams, and into cities where NHL teams had moved on, like Quebec and Winnipeg. But the shift into cities where an NHL team was already playing would cause a rift between the two leagues. The NHL would feel threatened by the IHL's growing popularity and willingness to expand to smaller markets. So the NHL decided to pull affiliations from IHL teams, shifting to the American Hockey League. At the height of the IHL's growth, in 1996 they had 19 teams, but just 4 years later they were down to 11. This meant the loss of subsidized salaries from NHL home clubs. That meant higher expansion fees for new teams coming in, the higher cost of travel, and the fact that the NHL was moving in to new markets previously held by IHL franchises. The IHL's rapid expansion in the 90s proved to be its downfall, and they ceased operations at the end of the 2000-2001 season. At that time, the Chicago Wolves, the Grand Rapids Griffins, the Houston Aeros, the Utah Grizzlies, the Milwaukee Admirals, and the Manitoba Moose were admitted into the AHL as expansion teams, some of which still play to this day. Though not many modern hockey fans remember it, but the International Hockey League, at one time, was the second best professional hockey league in all of North America, and for almost 60 years gave hockey fans in smaller markets a chance to see current and future stars of the NHL. And this has been a brief moment of hockey history. Meh.